This is Google Classroom 101. This is going to be a series of 5-minute or less videos to get you comfortable using Google Classroom with your students. First off, there are a couple of different ways to get to Google Classroom. One of them is to type in classroom.google.com, okay, and that will take you to Google Classroom. Another way you can get to Google Classroom is through your waffle or your box of boxes in Google. If you click on that, you'll notice that your classroom icon is also in there somewhere. It might not be in that exact spot, but it should be somewhere in this menu. And the third way is you'll also see in Chrome, if you're signed in, you will see this little extension next to it that says Share to Classroom. If you go here and you just hit Open Classroom, that will also take you to Classroom. So you've got 3 ways to get in there. If you are a teacher creating class for the first time, you're going to go up to this plus sign where it says create or join class when you hover over it. You are going to hit the plus sign, decide what you're doing. As a teacher, you'll most likely be creating a class. Give it a name. Let's call it Reading Workshop. For section, I always just put 2019, 2020, or whatever the year is. Subject is going to be reading, and I would just put my room number, whichever it is, okay? And you hit create. And that will take a couple of seconds to make the class for you. And once it does, I'm going to go in and just show you some quick settings, and that will be it for our first video. You can close this out unless you want to take the tour. Your class code is always right here. It's also in a couple of other places. Let's start by going to the 3 horizontal lines up at the top. Okay? When you hit classes, that will always take you back to your main menu where you can see all of the classes that you are currently hosting or a member of. You can also do calendar, which we're not going to get into right now. That will be a separate video. You also have a to-do list, and then you have each of your classrooms listed individually, and then you have your settings. In settings, you can change your profile picture if you want to, and you can decide on what notifications you want to get via email. You can choose to either get email notifications or not, and when you turn it on, you can decide what kinds of notifications you want, okay, with regards to comments and with regards to invitations, submissions of work, etc. Okay. And then you can decide, like I said, to turn those off or on. If you're going to turn them off, however, you really need to set a daily schedule to get on and just double check Classroom so you don't forget about it. Okay. And that's pretty much it for settings. So I'm going to go back to my classes. I'm going to go into Reading Workshop. And the last thing I'm going to show you for this one is that you can select a theme for your class. English and history, since this is a reading writing class. So I'm going to pick this one. And that will then become the cover of my classroom for Reading Workshop. And you also have the opportunity to upload your own covers if you want to. That's pretty much it right now. We'll go over in the next video some of the different tabs that are on the top of your screen. Thanks.